Hey, producer dude. I'm down.
Getting a lot of messages, right, of people saying, come to KZN, come to Durban, come to eThekwini. I'm here now and I just found out that we are driving all the way to the West Coast. So come with me, guys. I'm driving C2C over the next 5 days.
And here is our starting point, the Beach Bums restaurant in Westbrook.
You know, guys, back in the days, my ancestors used to come here, collect like a liter of water and take a sip, you know, like for cleansing or something like that. But me, I'm not an ancient guy like them, eh? I'm a modern boy, so the closest I'm gonna get is dipping my feet in, eh? Yay, look, look, look. It's welcoming me. Welcome to Durban, says the warm Indian Ocean, eh? Woo, and it feels real good. A crisp 21 degrees. Whoa! And that's her telling me that I need to go to the other side, the West Coast. All right, so we got the important stuff out of the way, like dipping my feet into the water and writing my name on the beach sand, of course. Now it's on to the fun stuff. So what do we know? Well, we know that we're driving from the east to the west coast, but how are we doing it? In these SUVs, in a variety of options, right? So we've got hybrid all-wheel drive, we've got hybrid two-wheel drive, and we've got petrol and diesel.
A wise man once said, good food is the foundation of genuine happiness. And so he stocked up on all the happy before hitting the road. And so the Kia Sportage, Lexus UX, Hyundai Tucson, new Suzuki GV and the Toyota Corolla Cross hit the road. Slowly at first, you know, because of Durban traffic. This Toyota is manufactured right here in Durban and is as popular as solar panels. It's a good-looking and practical SUV without being flashy and daring and pushing the design limits. This is the top-spec GR Sport Hybrid, so it gets some pretty sporting detailing like the wheels and that black grille. The engine is a 1.8-litre four-cylinder petrol combined with an electric motor powering the front wheels. Total system output is 90 kilowatts, so performance is sufficient, but it won't blow your hair, or in my case, your hat back. The cabin is super practical, functional, and user-friendly. The GR Sport theme is continued here with red stitching for the leather seats and red finishes on the dash. It also has all the mod cons, including an adaptive cruise control system and lane keep assist. It has bags of space too. The top dog Corolla Cross offers a lot of solid Toyota car for the money. It's no surprise that Toyota can hardly build them fast enough. Back to the road trip, the convoy was making good time taking in some scenic rural KZN roads with the mountain kingdom of Lesotho framing the picture in the background. Finally, we turned off the main tar road onto a little dirt road. But wait, what's going on here? Are we sleeping in tents on a mountain or what? No. Just around the corner, we came across Flitwick Ranch. And let me tell you, it's about 1,010,000, 20 and 6 times better than a tent.
Wow, so we were driving and then we ran out of road and we were on gravel for about 6.5 kilometers and I wondered, where the heck are we going? And then we arrived here, Flitwick Ranch. What a beautiful oasis, hey? Just look at that cottage over there. We've got the lake cottage here. Everything is so beautiful and floral and the air, crisp. Yo, guys, there's loads of activities to do around here. There's hiking, there's cycling, there's fishing, kayaking, there's mineral baths, there's bird watching. But on the top of my list, what I can't wait for is chowing down.
This is really good. Yeah. This is worthy of a review. Oh, you're still recording. Go away.
A new day has dawned, and on the menu is a 500-kilometer stretch to the Ons Hotel in Zastron. Just around the corner, right? Not. Let's first look at Suzuki's all-new Grand Vitara. The latest Suzuki GV is sleek, modern, and certainly looks the cool and trendy compact SUV part. There is no low-range transfer case, but you do get Suzuki's all-grip four-wheel drive system as well as their new mild hybrid drivetrain. A naturally aspirated 1.5-litre petrol engine is augmented by an integrated starter generator which charges a secondary 12-volt battery. There is no additional electric motor. The ICE engine delivers 76 kilowatts and is coupled to a 6-speed auto gearbox. The cabin is luxurious, decked out in leather with plenty of standard tech, including a sunroof and heads-up display. At 540,000, the new GV looks set to write another successful chapter for Suzuki in South Africa, offering a lot of car for the money. Onwards we tracked, but on the road leading to Matatiele, it was soon clear we were on for a long, long day. Heavy summer rains have caused a lot of damage on the roads, and the going was slow. Very slow. Finally, back to Tar Road. We arrived in Matatiele and replenished the fuel reserves before we headed off the beaten track. Like really off the beaten track.
All right, so we've been traveling along Swartberg to Matatiele, right? And the road hasn't been that good, but all the SUVs got through it okay, and I'm happy about that. Now, here's the thing. We are on our way to Nordier's Neck Pass, which is by the Drakensberg Mountains. And it makes me nervous because the roads, they are a little bit worse than what we've had. Makes me nervous.
After reaching Mount Fletcher on the R56, we hooked a right onto the R356, and this road was, for the most part, in even worse condition than the Swartberg dirt road, with sections like this bridge being all but washed away. Our average speed was getting slower and slower, and the water and mud were getting more. I decided to really put the Corolla Cross to the test by driving it off the tracks and into a mud hole.
Go, 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 go.
Okay, so that didn't go so well, but we got going again. Meanwhile, the mud and water just kept increasing, requiring some road construction in places. Finally, and now almost 4 hours behind schedule, we rolled into the Frederis farm for a welcome scones and tea break.
What a treacherous route we took to get here. The rain washed away all the good parts, so it was quite treacherous. But we arrived in Eastern Cape, and what I can tell you is that we are experiencing some southern hospitality in the farmhouses here. But let me not talk too much. I'd rather go chow.
We hit the 356 as soon as we could. The scenery is beautiful, but on those mountains, more storm clouds are having a get-together.
So here we are, guys, beginning of Nordea's Neck. And if you look behind me, there are really dark, heavy clouds. And I'm hoping that it doesn't rain, because that is just going to mean drama. We don't need that.
Scaling Nordea's Neck Pass from Mount Fletcher side in a two-wheel drive vehicle with high clearance is certainly possible, but only when it's dry and the road is in good condition. This road was washed away, and it looked like rain was just around the corner. Deep breaths, everyone. In and out. Let me rather tell you about this spectacular pass. It was built in the 1800s by the Nordea brothers, local farmers. They used the rough tracks as a shortcut to get their livestock up and over the mountain. In the 1900s, the government built a road on the same track, mainly for the military to conduct patrols along the Lesotho border. Upwards we climbed, and into the mountains we go. And then we reached it, the summit.
Are you feeling slightly lightheaded? You should be, because we're 2,500 meters above sea level. This is the summit of Nordea's Neck Pass, which is the third highest pass in the country. Now, leading up to this point, I've been saying a lot of negative stuff about the roads being a certain way and the clouds and the weather and this, but none of that compares to this beautiful view. This is truly picturesque. Look at this.
It really was all beautiful, but we still had a long way to go, and the pass was still suffering from escamitis. You know, if it's broke, just don't fix it. So our average speed was very slow, even though we pushed on where we could. It was late afternoon already, and considering the road conditions, the rain in the air, and the distance we still had to travel, we had to make a safety call. We would have to skip Zastron and stay over at the beautiful hamlet of Rhodes.
We arrived in beautiful Rhodes last night, so we didn't get to see the place that much. But what I can tell you about Rhodes is that it's nice and quaint and quiet, so you're going to have a beautiful sleep. And when you look up to the heavens, you're going to see the sky in unbelievable quality. You're going to see the Orion clouds, the Milky Way, everything. And also, it's beautiful during the day. But we got a storm alert, and also because we're running behind schedule, we need to make a move fast. We don't want to be around for the drama of the storm, right?
Before we hit the road, a closer look at the latest Hyundai Tucson. If the Suzuki and Toyota styling leans towards the conservative side, the Hyundai is like something from Star Wars. It's futuristic, eye-catching, and stands out in the crowd of medium SUVs, and in a good way too. It's powered by a 2-liter turbo diesel engine with 137 kilowatts and 460 Newton meters of torque, and the power sent to the front wheels via an 8-speed automatic gearbox. The cabin is sumptuous and luxurious. It comes with all the bells and whistles, and one obvious plus point is the cabin space, especially for the rear seat passengers. At 750,000 Rand, the two-wheel drive Hyundai no longer offers a cheap entry into the compact SUV segment. Instead, it's all grown up with the class, quality, and looks to match that sticker price. On the road to Berkeley East, the rain, she came in bucket loads, turning the dirt tracks into a muddy mess. It was a tense, slippery drive, but never mind the fact that 4 out of our 5 chariots were only two-wheel driven, we all made it to the tar road. We finally arrived in Aliwal North, where the streets resembled rivers instead of roads. This rain, aye, she's following us through.
We had a beautiful morning in Rhodes, and now we're in Aliwal North filling up. And as you can see and hear, the weather is not permitting us to have a good time. But it's okay, we're on our way to Colesberg, and we hope that we're going to have a better time there.
After taking notes of fuel consumption again, we headed towards Colesberg and Stroosbob. As we made our way past a very full Gerib dam, the skies were beginning to clear up. Along the way, we encountered a few bookies on the road, and we were stopped at a routine police roadblock, manned by some very cordial coppers. We were heading towards the town of Loxton, steering clear of any dirt roads in the effort of making up some lost time. But Mother Nature still insisted on putting up a grand show for us as the convoy made its way to Victoria West, with rainstorm clouds surrounding us on either side. And thunder lighting up the skies. Hey! Mother Nature can be so dramatic when she wants to, eh? In Victoria West, we refueled all the vehicles again, taking note of every litre of fuel consumed by the SUVs. And then the last dash to Loxton and the Karo's guest house, with dramatic skies surrounding us all the way there, hey? We made up some lost time from the previous day and could settle into the grand guest house a little bit more laid back than the previous evening spent in Rhodes. Eh? Even them Kulus and the Kokos were pleased.
Now, a lot of you guys that live in the city would come here and think, "Aye, this place was forgotten in time." But really come here and experience it, and I think you will feel a whole lot of homeliness. 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 Cut, delete.
Yeah. Aye, guys, it was a long day in the road, Shem. Homelessness. Aye, it was all right here. On the menu was a Karoo braai, lamb ribs, chops and wors, braai broodjies, salad, shisanyama in the Karoo, baby.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Like its cousin, the Tucson, the Kia Sportage's futuristic looks ensure that it stands out in a crowd of so-so styled SUVs. From the boomerang daytime driving lights to the massive grille, the beautifully sculpted rear, and the attention to small detail, the Sportage is turning. The Sportage turns heads wherever it goes. He is powered by a turbocharged 1.6-litre petrol engine with 132 kilowatts, mated to a 7-speed DCT box. The cabin of this higher-end GT line model is modern, sumptuous, and a grand place to spend lots of time in. And it comes standard with everything that opens and shuts, and then some. The eye-catching Kia Sportage GT Line Plus sells for just under 706,000 Rand. Not a bargain buy, no, but a lot of cool and modern car for the money. It was still a long push to the Atlantic Ocean, driving through a landscape that is barren and also where bugger all grows knee-high.
If you're like me, then you fly Joburg to Cape Town quite frequently. Now, 20 minutes before you arrive to Cape Town and you look out the window, you see this vast expanse of land. Now that I'm on the ground and I look around, it's still just a vast expanse of nothingness, man. Jeepers, eh? Wait, which way is Cape Town now?
Hey, there always has to be a twist in the tale, isn't it? The Hyundai picked up a tire puncture, which means some roadside tire swapping was necessary. And it's a bit of a Karoo trademark with lots of nasty rocks waiting to pounce on your car's tires. So one of the downsides of us driving through the Karoo are the sharp rocks, like... Look at this bug over here. Imagine driving over this thing at like 100 kilometers per hour, hey? With a spare wheel fitted, we forged on regardless, ever closer to our destination. A final lunch stop at Sutherland, the coldest town in South Africa, followed, and then we were on the home stretch, baby. The last 200 kilometers or so to the Atlantic. After passing windmills, donkey carts going somewhere, a rather substantial tumbleweed, beautiful landscapes. Finally, we were back on a beautiful, smooth tar road. A final refuel in Calvinia. Down Van Ryn's Pass. And with the sun making a beeline for the horizon, we rolled into Lambert's Bay and arrived at the Atlantic Ocean. Mother Nature once again obliged with another majestic scene. We had driven 2,000 kilometers across the continent from the Indian Ocean all the way to the Atlantic.
Look at this beautiful scenery, guys. We finally made it to Lambert's Bay. And remember, we started in the Indian Ocean and now we are at the Atlantic Ocean. And what I've learned through this entire journey is that even though we were traveling in mostly front-wheel drive SUVs, they made it here. And guys, South Africa is worth being explored. So please get off your couches, don't watch me anymore, get in your cars and travel South Africa. Over there, am I right? Over yonder.
We didn't forget about the Lexus. This is the latest UX250HF Sport. Some may call it a beefed-up hatch, an urban crossover, or a compact SUV. But one thing is certain, this fashionable Lexus not only looks good, it went everywhere the other SUVs did. The hybrid drivetrain powering only the front wheels delivers a combined output of 135 kilowatts. The UX is fast out of the blocks, yet sips very little fuel. The adaptive suspension system works like a charm in the corners too. The cabin is the least spacious of the lot, but is by far the most sporty. The body-hugging seats kitted out in beautiful red leather. It's also super luxurious and has an air of quality and premiumness about it.
Last night over dinner, we were having a discussion on bums. Of cars, of course. So because we were driving in convoys and we kept on changing positions, we were looking at the backsides of all these SUVs. So we put it to a vote over which one has the best backside. And the top two was the Lexus and Kia. It was a tight competition, guys, but the ultimate winner is the Kia.
Now for some specifications and real-world fuel consumption to offset that bum deal. After driving on beautiful tar roads, gravel tracks and mud, up and over mountains and on roads so straight that any flat earther would jump up and down and say, "See, I told you so," we leave the last words to our guests.
The past 4 days adventure has been amazing. Getting to experience what the car does, what Suzuki Grand Vitara is capable of, the different functionalities that it has on the terrain has been amazing. The experience and the beauty of this country has been absolutely amazing.
The Deer's Neck was one of my highlights. Overall, the trip was amazing.
The great thing about doing a 4-day adventure is that you not only get to experience your car in real life and the factors like fuel consumption, but you also get to see parts of the country that you wouldn't necessarily see otherwise.
The trip embodied everything about the SUV. You know, the variety of terrains that we've traveled, showed the capabilities of the vehicles. It was pretty amazing.